Mr. Combs was in the tape, and this other person is, I would venture to say, more high profile than Mr. Combs.
Really?
The witness, who reportedly hasn't filed any suits against Combs and is not claiming to be a victim of him, says he has information and evidence about sexual abuse and other misconduct by Combs, some of which allegedly involve celebrities.
So who's next?
Y'all don't see the lineup?
Yeah, we see the lineup. I'm just waiting to see who's next.
Jay-Z is setting Diddy up.
King, Diddy's son, has made some startling disclosures that everyone should be aware of.
Puffy, why does it all come to a head now? Why now? Why?
Because he's the acceptable monster at this time. Like R. Kelly was the last time I sat on this couch.
So who's next?
Y'all don't see the lineup?
Yeah, we see the lineup. I'm just waiting to see who's next.
Jay-Z is setting Diddy up. Why is everyone having such a hard time? He ain't doing shit different. He lined up D. Haven, stole his life and identity. He lined up Big L, stole his life and identity. He lined up Dame Dash, stole his life, identity, and fucking took his love. Lined up R. Kelly. He wants to be the one.
He's implying that they didn't simply cut ties with Diddy, rather, they completely deserted him when things became chaotic, and there might be a reason for this.
For enacting Hype Williams to put Aaliyah on a faulty plane to move her out the way as punishment for rejecting him, and so he could level up Beyoncé, who was struggling. Let's just say allegedly that happened. Now I want you to think about 106th and Park with Mary J. Blige. Free, who was a victim of Sean Carter.
Yeah.
Mary J. Blige, who was a victim of Sean Combs, are sitting there talking about the death of Aaliyah amongst each other. Think about that. You got a Diddy victim, you got a Jay-Z victim, and you got a superstar gone. They know what happened.
So Jack, wouldn't you say?
When I say Corey, I'm talking about Kathy White.
Oh yeah, that's what I was about to ask.
Jay-Z's pregnant
Jay-Z's,
mistress,
yeah.
who died of an imaginary fucking aneurysm. Just like the woman who was best friends with Kim and Kimura, who wrote the book Bling and died as soon as it made the bestsellers list.
King claims that Diddy has been thrown under the bus, and that Jay-Z and Beyoncé quickly disappeared when things got hot for him. He also says that Jay-Z and Beyoncé may have performed worse than Diddy, but no one is discussing it. Could he be preparing to reveal their secrets? If so, it could have a significant impact on the industry because we know they have a lot of shady things in their closet.
Thoughts on Jaguar Wright being mentioned all over national news?
Well, things that she's saying, you know, the thing about her is like sometimes there's a lot of truth to what she's saying based on my personal experience. I'm not going to say she's completely accurate all the time, but some of the same things she said were things that I was actually thinking, but I was like, I could never say that because people would say I'm hating. But I know for a fact that, you know, the thing she said, like the thing the thing they all have in common is, you know, R. Kelly and Puff and the Weinstein and Epstein. I know that my personal experience with the Weinstein, that I walked away. I don't want to be a part of that, so I'm not working.
King's accusations are more than simply idle rumors. They are factual assertions that Jay-Z and Beyoncé are remaining silent while Diddy deals with the fallout. He implies that they are defending themselves by keeping their hands clean while allowing Diddy to bear the brunt of the criticism.
It came down to R. Kelly. There was a conversation had about the moralness, like it's morally wrong to do project with someone that we know, my girl, or with anybody for that matter. So I do know that that conversation was had, and I was really surprised that he moved forward with that relationship. I don't know Epstein, so I never had the chance to walk away from him. But I do know that when that project did come out, I didn't want any part of that project. I didn't want any of the money to go to Rockefeller or me when it came to Rockefeller. It was around the time that Jay was trying to kind of separate himself from us. And he was saying that he didn't want to be a part anymore. But, you know, I just think that, I think homie has to answer some questions right now.
And King isn't holding back when he says that Jay and Baz's hands might be dirtier than anyone ever imagined. Remember when 50 Cent said something like this? He mentioned that Jay-Z's career took off when he dated Beyoncé, and ever since then, Jay has been getting a lot of attention. However, now that Diddy is in the news for all the wrong reasons, where are his so-called friends? Diddy and Jay-Z have supported each other for years, but King claims that Jay and Beyoncé went completely silent the moment Diddy got into trouble. Could they be waiting for the right opportunity to distance themselves? They undoubtedly have a very shady past.
I mean, I'm human. And when I look at things, like again, a lot of things are weird right now. So I'm reflecting a lot. So I'm thinking, I'm like, well, homie might, you know, he was salty a little bit because he was trying to get at Aaliyah and I was trying to get at her. It's hard to, like, I don't want to believe that, but it does make me think it through, you know? So again, in this moment, just because there's so much gray area on a legal level, not what I'm suspecting, but like, you know, this shit is now real. Or if it isn't real, people are gonna have to prove that it's not real. And it's a moment where I'm curious, but if any of that is true, like, I have to talk to a therapist because I don't know what I don't even know. I can't even like, I don't even want to go down that kind of a rabbit hole. It's just too crazy to think that me as a regular dude was in something that was just, you know, so dark, evil, and so strong, and Paul is powerful, that shit like this could even be almost a
King makes the exact suggestion that Diddy is being sacrificed in order to safeguard those at the top of the food chain. These are people who have built empires, and as King suggests, you don't get to the top without getting your hands dirty. Could Diddy, with all his controversies, have become the ideal distraction? This is where things get complicated. As Jay-Z and Beyoncé have meticulously crafted their public personas, they are seen as untouchable above the drama. However, what if that's all a facade? Some people are speculating that Jay-Z may have used Diddy's downfall to shield himself, drawing attention away from his own shady dealings. Even Dame Dash, who knew Jay-Z when he first started out, has doubts about his true motivations.
Really want to talk to is Blue Cantrell. Jay-Z worked very hard to erase you and me, just like he did L, just like he did his relationship with R. Kelly, just like he did his relationship with Aaliyah. She was definitely blackballed, but she was blackballed for a reason. You made a choice to work with someone, and you probably didn't realize how nefarious he was when you got involved with him. I didn't. Blue, it's time to talk. It's time for you to sing again. Because I know you still got the chops. You got the gift. Just like me. People need to know why you left. People need to know. Your fans deserve to know the truth about what sidelined you.
The Blue Cantrell stuff is actually pretty dark. that I think about is Jay-Z and Blue Cantrell, and Diddy was obviously in this photo as well, but he is cut out, but he's right there next to Kim Porter. Now, it was rumored that Jay-Z and Blue Cantrell had an affair going on while he was dating Beyoncé. Blue Cantrell actually did an interview with Wendy Williams where she talked about sleeping with Jay-Z, and then shortly after that interview released, Blue Cantrell was hospitalized after ranting that she was poisoned on the streets. Blue Cantrell went running through the streets ranting about people trying to unalive her until police took her into custody for a physical evaluation. Blue Cantrell was running around the streets screaming that somebody was trying to unalive her by giving her poisonous gas.
Oh my god! I heard he's hung like a horse glue. Oh my god! Really have him locked down. I think so. I think they're in love. I think they're in love. It's politics speaking. No, I really do think they're in love. I have a big crush on him though. I'll tell you that much. I still have a crush on him now. No, I didn't. No, I'm really selective about it. What? Really. I really like him though. And I don't care who he's dating. I always had a crush on him. If he came in right now, we were all not here. What? I'm just saying. You're in New York. Yeah, okay. What? If you ran into him and everything was right, would you make that play? I wouldn't. That on the radio that I didn't think it would last though. What, me and him? Yeah. Why? Because you're about 25. Why? He needs somebody younger than that? At the end of the day, yeah. Why did you say that? Because I think at the end of the day, a younger, less savvy to the ways of the world broad. Somebody a little bit more naive.
Secret business partnerships and offshore accounts are being discussed as Hush Hush interacts with influential people. There are whispers that artists are being blackballed or controlled, and that shady contracts exist. If King reveals the truth, the headlines might blow up. Beyoncé and Jay-Z may have to answer for things they believe were long since forgotten, but
By CNN, jurors on Thursday were expected to hear from a witness who claimed he was allegedly in possession of videos that contained footage of celebs being potentially victimized by the Bad Boy Records founder. The witness, who reportedly hasn't filed any suits against Combs and is not claiming to be a victim of him, says he has information and evidence about sexual abuse and other misconduct by Combs, some of which allegedly involve celebrities. But according to the witness's attorney, Ariel Mitchell, who also represented two of Combs' accusers in their lawsuit against the mogul, she said her client was subpoenaed. According to another report, the witness told TMZ he was initially contacted by federal agents with the Department of Homeland Security, and he's previously done interviews claiming he's seen salacious videos of Diddy and his celebrity friends. Sources told the outlet the subpoena from federal prosecutors asked the witness to turn over all records, including thumb drives, hard drives, electronic storage devices, or devices containing videos and/or other files depicting Diddy. But that witness would drop another bombshell, as he claims he was given 11 flash drives containing at least 8 sex tapes involving 8 celebrities, 6 men and 2 women. Courtney Burgess told News Nation's Banfield on Thursday among the 8 celebrities who were Combs' alleged victims, about 2 to 3 appeared to be minors. Burgess told Ashley Banfield in an interview with his attorney Ariel Mitchell, every single celebrity appeared to be under the influence in the tapes and were seemingly victims, not perpetrators. Burgess told Ashley Banfield he was working in Atlanta when his former associate Kim Porter, the ex-girl.
in actuality, the blue control stuff is really dark.
We're asking the court to deny Combs' request for the court to hold an evidentiary hearing regarding alleged leaks made by the government. Now, we've discussed this before, but Combs' team has asserted that Homeland Security agents, the ones that raided his properties back in March, that they were the who leaked that infamous 2016 videotape of him purportedly beating Cassandra Ventura, his ex-girlfriend, in a hotel hallway. Remember, this was published by CNN. The government says, wait. There is no leak of any grand jury material here, which would be illegal under the law. All of this, really what the defense is doing, Judge, all of this is just an effort to suppress what would be a key piece of evidence in Combs' trial. Because after all, if the government really did improperly leak this video, it could arguably be prevented from coming into trial. The government says, quote, as the defendant is fully aware, the video was not in the government's possession at the time of CNN's publication, and the government has never at any point obtain the video through grand jury process. They also say the defendant baselessly accuses DHS agents who have no authority to issue grand jury process of secretly obtaining the intercontinental video unbeknownst to the prosecutors conducting the investigation and then leaking it to CNN. No evidentiary hearing is necessary to reject these assertions as incredible. Prosecutors also say the government ultimately obtained the intercontinental video at the same time as the general public on May 17, 2024, when CNN publicly released the.
Wendy Williams actually postulated that Jay dumped Blue because she was more difficult to groom than Beyoncé.
The government is like, this was never grand jury material. They even told Combs' lawyers in an email that they didn't have the video before CNN published it. In fact, in an email from prosecutor Emily Johnson to Sean Combs' defense team, which is attached to this filing, it's clear to our understanding DHS did not have possession of the videotape prior to CNN's publication. Prosecutors also write that it strains credulity to suggest that law enforcement agents independently obtain the intercontinental video with a grand jury subpoena they have no authority to issue. The defendant refuses to acknowledge that multiple individuals other than government agents, including some of his own employees, may have had access to the intercontinental video. So that's something we've always wondered. I mean, how did CNN get it? Who leaked it to them?
Why wouldn't King reveal them then? He grew up in those circles and has witnessed the things that don't make it into interviews or documentaries. We've all seen them associated with Diddy at a number of events, business transactions, private parties, and mysterious behind closed-door meetings. But now that Diddy is facing some harsh charges, the question is, were they involved as well? King's hints that bigger names might come out of this mess Diddy will talk, which is why Jay-Z is avoiding contact. Could this be the end for music's power couple? Are Jay-Z and Beyoncé going to face the same harsh accusations as Diddy? Damon Williams, the U.S. Attorney for the Southern District of New York, who brought the indictment, has not ruled out additional charges against Diddy, who has been charged with serious conspiracy and sex trafficking. He has entered a not guilty plea and will remain in prison until his federal trial in New York. However, what about the employees and associates involved in this? Anything's possible, he added, adding that the probe is still continuing and active, and that given the way this office operates, further developments are probably on the horizon. Prosecutors have spoken with a number of Diddy's former workers, and at least one man is scheduled to testify shortly. Prosecutors have reportedly met with more than 50 victims and witnesses, and some of their testimonies are even more damaging than the indictment.
Federal grand jury continues to hear new evidence in the case against Sean Combs. Burgess says he's no longer in possession of the tapes, but his attorney said the alleged tapes tell the story of what Diddy has done over the past 30 years. This isn't the first time we've heard about the alleged celebrity freak-off tapes. Mitchell previously said she was contacted about the sale of one.
However, Diddy is now aware that he is in trouble and is making a concerted effort to defend himself because one of his accusers is no longer able to remain anonymous, and the government is contesting allegations of information leaks, claiming that the rapper isn't entitled to further information about the case, at least not just yet.
But didn't reveal who was in the video, only saying it was someone high-profile who could be seen in the tape, but the tape was leaking around Hollywood.
Mr. Combs was in the tape, and this other person is, I would venture to say, more high profile than Mr. Combs.
Really? Really? And you've seen it?
I've seen stills of the video.
That alleged A-lister reportedly was horrified the footage was being shopped around. An insider told the New York Post the alleged video brought up really disturbing and bad memories for the unnamed